In this film, for our group project, group number 10, we will discuss a major speciation event that is recently occurring. The Yellowstone volcano, known as a supervolcano, erupted, destroying endless miles of land and wildlife as lava continues to flow downward.
As a result of the volcano, much of the wildlife was destroyed. The bears that lived had to migrate to different places in order to survive. Some of the bears went to the north and others went to the south. These different environmental climates, along with the food available in these environments, have created a selection pressure. The North's climate is colder and limits the amount of food available. The bears will have to hunt for their food and will eat meat such as fish, elk, and deer. The South's climate will be warmer and there will be more vegetation available for these bears. They will eat grass, berries, insects, and honey. The bears will be forced to adapt to either the North or the South. The adaptations they have will better suit them to survive, and this will allow those genes to move on and have a higher selection rate.
Because of the selection pressure, the bears that have migrated to the south all have shorter claws and thinner fur. By eating berries and not having to hunt prey, their claws become more dull and shorter, whereas the bears that migrated to the north have longer and more sharp ones to hunt. And their teeth are shorter and dull as well. Their fur is also thinner because the weather in the south is more warm than the weather in the north, so they don't need a thicker coat. These traits from the southern bears get passed down through generations because since they are not coming into much contact with other animals and hunting, they're able to survive longer and not get injured like some of the other bears would. The brown color of their fur is also heritable and makes them blend in with the environment. As mentioned before, the bears in the north have longer and more sharp claws for hunting prey and coming into contact with other animals. Because of this, their teeth are longer and more sharp. Over time, their fur started to change color and thickness because of the cold weather, which helps them adapt and survive longer. These traits from the bears also get passed down through generations because their ability to hunt puts them at the top of the food chain. These bears are also bigger than the ones in the south, so their massive size helps them take down other animals. This affects fitness because if they are at the top of the food chain with their massive size and hunting abilities, they are able to survive longer because no other animal can hunt them.
One of the main ways we can tell this is a speciation event is that when these two species of bears come back together, they will not interbreed and re-assimilate themselves. The different traits like the change in fur thickness, claw, and teeth differences acquired in the speciation event would create a situation in which the bears would not recognize the other as a breeding partner. This is a strong sign that the speciation event has occurred. As we can see, after decades of change between these bears, we have two different species, created by the decades of reproductive isolation and differing selection pressure.
In conclusion to our created speciation event, we can see that something like a volcano erupting that separates a single species of bear can eventually create two new species of bear. This happens through the creative reproductive isolation and the different selection pressures put on the two different bears. These bears over decades changed traits and became different in their characteristics. This slow evolution creates two species of bears that when put together would no longer interbreed and mix their species together.